Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are actually going to be reviewing a film that was actually recommended to us by the director. The name of the film, and pardon the language, is Lights, Camera, Bullshit. That's the name of the film, and that's the film that we will be reviewing today. But before we get into that, how's everything going with you, Jason?
Good. Just keeping busy. Working from home still, mostly. How about you?
Same, man. Just working from home. Things are going quite well. Working from home,
Nothing really changes.
No, definitely not. Nothing really changes. There's not really a whole lot of new things, new happenings in the world right now. Well, as far as I'm concerned, anyways.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, but as far as my own life,
my personal world, there's
day to
not a
day,
whole lot.
it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much work, and then you're home, and then you're watching shows and movies, and maybe you grab a bite to eat at some point during the day, or three. And then that's pretty much the day, man. You go to bed, you wake up, and you do it all over again until quarantine's over, pretty much. So it looks like movie theaters are starting to open in other parts of the country. However, I've seen that a bunch of people have already seen, I guess, Tenet and the New Mutants, or the two films that a bunch of people that I've corresponded with on other channels and things of that nature have already seen it. And I'm like, oh, cool. So there is a glimmer of hope that, maybe one day soon, those of us in SacTown, Sacramento, will have an opportunity to actually go to the theaters and watch a movie. I don't know if I'm going to be the first person to go to a theater, but there is that opportunity that's out there.
Might have the opportunity, but I don't think I'll be taking that opportunity right off the bat, like you said.
Yeah, it would have to be something really, really like that I just couldn't miss. You know what I mean? I really do want to see Tenet, but I don't know if it's the kind of film that I would rush out to go see. It's not the kind of film I'm going to risk my life for. It'd have to be like a Tarantino or something that was just crazy, insane action or something like that nature. I love Christopher Nolan, and all his films are mostly really, really good. But it's not one that I'm willing to risk getting sick over. So,
no.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with that said, let's get into it. We'll get into the review of Lights, Camera, Bullshit. I'm going to try to do this one as best I can. So it is an actual older film. It was actually came out a few years ago. So it's not something that's like brand new, but basically the director reached out to us. We also have a website. If you're not familiar with that, it's actually SacTown Movie Buffs under the same name. And sometimes we do get leads from directors who are interested in having us review the films. And this was one of the films that came up from one of the directors who had asked us personally to review his film. So Lights, Camera, Bullshit is basically a film about a guy that was living down in Puerto Rico or something of that nature, and then wants to be, I guess, in the film industry, and basically comes back to the U.S. In the South and is trying to find work. He's got a script that he's been working on, and he's trying to find work. He ends up getting a job at like this videography place, if you will, where they go out and do video shoots and things of that nature. And so commercials, stuff like that. It's a really, really wacky film. Let me start off by just saying that. It's really, really wacky. Everybody in there is a little off kilter, a little bit. All the characters, including the lead star that's there on the cover there. They're all a little off kilter a little bit. They're all a little wacky, a little strange. It was a kind of a well done made film in terms of the way it was made. So it was definitely kind of a breath of fresh air to see that, because previously we had a director ask us to review another film that was like an animated film. This one definitely is a feature-length film. It's about an hour and a half long. And basically he ends up working, like I said, for this company, and they go out and they somehow get involved with like these two factions of like these like gangs that wear like masks of like historical figures, basically. Presidents, that kind of stuff, like Abraham Lincoln and that kind of stuff. And he gets entangled in that. And it's an interesting film. It's a little bit difficult to describe exactly, but basically he's out filming these two factions. He also, like I said, has a script of his own that he's trying to get made, and you know, there's just a lot of wackiness and zaniness that goes on in the film basically from there. Overall, like I said, the production value was actually pretty good. It was like I said, it is a feature length film. The production value is pretty good. It's a little all over the place in some capacities. It's a little silly, a little wacky for the most part. Can I say I enjoyed it? I don't know if I would say that I loved it by anything by that nature. It is interesting though, so I will give it that. It does have some interesting moments to it. It is something that, you know, I can't say that I was necessarily bored, but I was always kind of figuring like, where's this film going and what's happening. So I had just enough of that to keep me interested and keep me engaged in the film. And that's kind of my overall take of it. I don't know. What was your feelings, your thoughts on it, Jason?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of things about it. It was a really, you know, I've seen a lot of locally produced independent films, and they're not this good. I can tell you that.
Yeah, like I said, the production value I thought was great. So
yeah. I mean, like, it wasn't perfect, but I mean, like, under the circumstances, you know, with the you know, not a big budget, you know, locally made and produced, independently produced, it was really pretty good. And I love Memphis. I'm a big fan of Memphis. I've never lived there, but it's one of my favorite places on earth to go to, especially Beale Street. And the way they capture Memphis, you know, again, I'm looking at it from a tourist perspective, not somebody who lives there. Clearly, this is made by people who live there and know it better than I do. But I just enjoyed seeing those places again because I just went back there last year, and I just love going to Memphis and Beale Street especially. So I like that aspect of it. That kind of got to me on a personal level, you know. And then the story, I liked it. It is a little crazy, you know, but I like that. Clearly, I think it takes a lot of influence from Twin Peaks, and I'm a huge David Lynch fan. I know you're not a David Lynch fan.
Yeah, and I just want to, not to cut you off, but you know, you like weird more than I like weird, and so that usually something that, you know, you're going to get. And David Lynch is a very strange, bizarre director, and this was a strange, bizarre film as well. And so this is something that even watching, and I was like, I think Jason's probably going to like this a little more than I do, probably just based on on what I was seeing. So yeah,
right, yeah. And even like it's even narrated by Michael Horse, who played Deputy Hawk in Twin Peaks. You know, and I think that was probably a pretty cool. Pretty cool for the filmmakers to get him to do that. And it reminded me of Twin Peaks a lot, except in Memphis. It also reminded me in several ways of Repo Man, which is another one of my favorites. Like the warring factions of President Gaines. I thought, you know, and just like the convenience store scenes, and it's very Repo Man, the way this guy just kind of bounces between all these crazy things going on in his periphery. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. I mean, there's some CGI that's not too great, but I mean, like, again, like with the budget that they had,
and like I said, I don't fault them for that, you know, because I realized that it was made on a small budget. So that I wouldn't criticize them necessarily for that, because I understand my limited knowledge of how the film industry works. You know, if your budget's small, you got to kind of go with what you got. So exactly,
and it was pretty good. Like the acting, I think the acting is solid. I really like the guy Eric Tate in the lead, and I really liked. I don't know how you felt, but he kind of left the film early. I was a little disappointed, but the guy who played Rodney Wilkes, his name is Chat Graham. I really liked that character, and I was a little disappointed when he gets gunned down by somebody wearing a lizard mask about 30 minutes in.
Yeah,
you know. Or somebody near someone wearing a lizard mask, but
it died way too soon for sure. So even the you know, the limited budget, I will say that the gunshots and the blood kind of looked, you know what I mean, like it looked, you know, pretty decent. I thought it was passable. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I see low budget films and people get shot and it doesn't look realistic at all. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate that as well. So
yeah, I enjoyed this.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll start. So for me, overall, I think I'm going to go with the 2.5 on this. So I enjoyed some elements of it. I can't say that I necessarily loved it, but it was, it was definitely different. I always appreciate the art. I always appreciate someone that, took a low budget film and made for what I thought was pretty well done. I could tell the budget wasn't very big, so I do give him credit for that. I'm not as into weird as Jason is, so you have to forgive me for that. When things get a little strange, the David Lynches and that sort of stuff, it's not something that and I'm not big into just weird in general. So that's just kind of me. But I'm gonna give it 2.5, and I think I'm gonna give it this face. And in this case, I'm gonna give it a smile with no teeth.
Cool. I am. This shows how kind of off. Like, we don't exactly rate movies the same way, because I'm probably going to give it the same face. Like a nice solid smile. This one. But for me, that's a 3.5 out of 5. So that's like a solid B. I thought it was well done. I enjoyed myself. So 3.5 out of 5, solid B.
Cool.
Good job.
Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, great job. Thanks for recommending us check out this film, and hopefully, the director has a chance to see this review as well. And if you haven't seen this film, Lights, Camera, Bullshit, we definitely recommend that you check it out. Give the guy a shout out. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the art. So for me, anybody that's trying and striving to do something, I'm a fan of that. And I think it's definitely something that someone should check out. And enough people start watching his films, maybe he'll get a bigger budget and do something even bigger the next time around. So I'm a big fan of supporting the arts and supporting small-time directors, because we're small-time movie reviews. You know what I mean? That's what we are. You know what I mean? We're SacTown movie buffs. We're kind of smaller. And so we always appreciate the little guys out there still working hard and trying to make something happen. So cool. Good stuff. Look forward to your next project.
Oh, you should probably mention that it is on Amazon Prime.
I'm sorry. I do apologize. It is on Amazon Prime. So if you do want to see this film, you'll have to either get one of the trial subscriptions or sign up for Amazon Prime and watch it there. So perfect. Yep. All right. Well, we thank you guys all for watching. If you've seen the film, let us know in the comments. If you have any other questions about the film, you can always ask us in the comments as well. Once again, we thank you guys all for watching. And as always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like and subscribe. And then, as always, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates or uploads. And once again, we try to upload videos usually about twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week. And you definitely don't want to miss out on our next show. Thank you again for watching, and we hope you all have a great day.